Hi everybody, it's Yolanda. I'm back. I'm super excited. It's almost my birthday. Forgot a couple things today, but we're gonna keep pushing because as case managers, we adapt. So moving on, moving forward. Today's topic is going to be talking to my peer specialists, job specialists, case managers, or considering being in the social service field. I just want to say thank you for continuing this journey with me. Thank you for doing this with me. This is day 19 of 20, countdown to my birthday. Before I get into the video, let's breathe. Okay. So, this work is hard. I want to talk about pouring into yourself before pouring into everyone else. I want to briefly get into a couple things that I think are resourceful and helpful for doing that. And we're going to talk about some real stuff doing this work. You can't serve from an empty cup. When you're worried about your own housing, your own bills, your own stability, survival, it's harder to present for clients. Stability helps you to be productive, proactive, present, and inspirational to your clients. And that's really important. It's not selfish, it's professional stability. I want to talk about below market housing in Santa Monica. I'm going to do a bit of a voiceover and link, and I'm going to put it into the video, just going over below market housing. It's a really good resource to consider because you can make a considerable amount of money and still have housing stability for a reasonable price right here in Santa Monica. And if you're not in Santa Monica, you could look for a similar program. They normally have similar programs in every major city. So it's something to look into and consider. This is what I'm talking about. Below market housing. You can Google it. Below market housing in Santa Monica. Look at how much money you can make. $100 and something thousand. So this is just an option I wanted to inform working folks about in Santa Monica. I mean, there are options. You can make a nice amount of money and still have that stability. It's really, really important. Just wanted to go over the website a little bit for you. You can do your own research and look more into it. I'm not going to get too much into folks' finances. I'm not trying to do all that today. But I am going to say I do believe you should have an emergency fund. You don't have to have all this big chunk of money, but you can start putting $20, $50 away every time you get paid, $100, $200 every time you get paid. You know, have that $500 cushion. Let it get to a $1,000 cushion. Eventually it can be 6 months, 9 months, a year cushion, because you want to be able to make the proper decisions for yourself. Let's say you get into a company and you find out that it's just the lesser evil, but it's still evil. And maybe you're okay with that and you could stick through that. And that's okay. But maybe you don't want to stick through that. And then you have that cushion to move around. I will say that nowhere is perfect. But you do want to be able to make those decisions when you need to. I mean, maybe it's just toxic. Maybe you just can't mush with everyone, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. And you want to be able to move around and not feel stuck and not feel trapped. I think it's really important to live below your means. I think it's really important to just consider the debt that you take on. Take everything seriously. Try to be the lender, not the borrower. I think that is something to strive for, something that I believe in, and it allows you to be able to be clear and calm and make the right decisions for you in your life. It's really important. I also wanted to say, if you get sick or something like that, you can rest and take the breaks you need because you have that cushion. And I also wanted to say, sometimes you're in a good situation, but there's a better opportunity and you may need to take some time off, do a project, create something so that you can have that better opportunity, and that cushion can allow for that too. So it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It's just always a good thing to have that cushion for yourself. Okay, I also wanted to talk about education benefits. Get someone else to pay for school. Honestly, if you're fresh out of school or if you just have a lot of debt, look into jobs that help pay for school. Consider those job opportunities. Is just smart. Look for jobs that do tuition assistance, tuition reimbursement. Benefits are just as important as what you're getting paid. Everyone's like, I want to make this much. I want to make this much. Well, folks need to start adding in their benefits. So if they're taking care of your medical and your dental, how much would that normally be? Add that up. Consider the benefits that they're offering you, just like as if it's a part of your income. Because as we get older, even when you're young, if you're smart, the more you invest, the better your benefits are. That's the more money in your pocket. That's the more stability that you have. So benefits are just like your money. That's your money. That's a part of your money. Take it seriously. Know your benefits. I'll do a video on benefits. That'll be a video I'll do one day because I get into the benefits. Take them very seriously. Also wanted to add, many employers will pay for certifications, associate degrees, even bachelor's degrees. I personally don't have any student loans or anything like that, but I know that that's rare in this field. So I'm here for anyone trying to further their education. I think it's a great thing. We have to consider these things. Also, consider working for a nonprofit. There's something called the Nonprofit Student Loan Forgiveness, PSLF. Do your research. Pretty cool. Work for a nonprofit or a government agency for a certain period of time. After 120 qualifying payments, roughly 10 years, your remaining federal student loan balance can be forgiven. Did you know that? I've informed family members about that. I have friends that I've told about that, and they've taken advantage of that. And that's something to consider. That's why working for a nonprofit, sometimes you don't get paid as much as private places, but sometimes those private places aren't giving as much to the clients, because I've been there too. So you really just have to weigh the pros and cons and see what's best for you. But just know that this is an option for you. Don't sleep on this if you have student loans. Now, we're going to get into choosing the right company. You're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. Remember that. Ask questions about the caseload size, the supervision and training, burnout, turnover, flexibility, accommodations, even stipends. Sometimes companies, if you don't need their medical benefits, let's say you're still on Medi-Cal or you're still on your parents' insurance, you can sometimes get a couple of $100s extra on your check because you don't need their medical, you don't need their dental. So it's just something to look into. Don't be somewhere that destroys you. We're in the business of people. You are people. So don't forget that. So yes, we're serving. Yes, this is great. But don't get caught up in titles. I'm going to be honest and transparent. What's the difference between case manager 3 and a senior case manager? Well, pay. You have to pay me more the longer I'm at the company. So I'm going to get paid more because I've been there longer in my experience. Oh, and you better believe I keep track of everything I do at wherever company I work for. As soon as I learn a skill, as soon as I complete a training, I'm updating that. I have a sheet. You can create your own sheet on Excel and just always adding your skills and the different things you learn. So when it's time for you to do a review, or after a year, you're always like just trying to push for raises and always pitching yourself, selling yourself. That's really important. And so like if you're a senior, so what I was saying was, what's the difference, right? So senior case managers, you can been there for like 6 months, and then because you manage your manager well and they like you, they'll make you a senior case manager. That doesn't mean that you make more money, but you do get a better title. You do get more responsibilities, and sometimes you do make more money. But for sure, with the case manager 1, then 2, then 3, that's more of a reflection of how long you've been there, and increases and raises. That's something to look into too, because every company doesn't do that. But if you're at a good company, the longer you're there, the more you're getting paid automatically. So just something to consider. Be honest with yourself. This is where I want to be, or is this a stepping stone? Be careful with the stepping stone thing. That's just a little note I have, but I just want to like touch on that more. A lot of folks, your goal is to be a therapist, and that's amazing. Your goal is to be a doctor. Your goal is to do all these other things. So being a peer-to-peer or being a case manager is just a stepping stone for you. That's great. But just don't forget that you are making life-changing decisions for people. Consider looking at each client and considering try to improve their quality of life the best you can. I think that is just the right thing to do. So I just wanted to put that out there, not to put too much on anyone, because no one's perfect and we make mistakes. I make mistakes. It's okay. That's a part of the job. It's nothing for you to weigh yourself down about or hold yourself down about, but go into it trying to improve the quality of life. Go into it, even though you're just getting these clinical hours, like just consider and understand how important it is for that person that you're helping. So I'm pretty much just gonna go back over what I said at first. You can't pour from an empty cup. Now, your cup doesn't have to be filled up to the top, and your cup does not have to run over. You don't have to be rich to do this. You don't have to have it all figured out to do this. I don't want to send that message, because that's just not true. And I didn't know. I know all this after all these years. So it takes time. It's trial and error. We're human. But you definitely need something in the cup. You need something in the emergency fund. You need something. You need a plan for yourself. And you'll serve much better, and you'll be much more proud of yourself. You deserve to feel good about what you do, and you deserve to do what you do well. You deserve that. Got a question for everybody. What is one thing that you're doing towards stability for yourself? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm doing a video every day until my birthday. Thank you for doing this journey with me. I really do appreciate it. And later.